This video will walk you through how to assemble your pinecone and sprig garland. Your kit includes sprigs, pinecone layers, beads, twine, a shaping tool, and a needle. All you'll need on hand is a pair of scissors to cut the twine. First, we'll assemble the sprig garland. Take each sprig and fold it in half, lining up the holes. Use your shaping tool to gently curl the leaves so they curve away from each other, one side outward, the other side in the opposite direction. Be sure to hold the base of each leaf as you curl it so the paper doesn't tear. Repeat this process for all 80 sprigs. Next, thread one end of the twine through your needle. Here's a tip to easily thread your needle. Fold a small strip of paper around the twine and use that to guide it through the needle's eye. Now begin threading your sprigs onto the twine through the holes at the base. You can keep them all facing the same direction, or, depending on how you plan to hang your garland, you may want to string half your sprigs facing one direction and the other half facing the opposite direction so they drape downward on both sides. Once all sprigs are strung, adjust the spacing as needed. Leave about 6 inches of excess twine on either end, then tie a loop to secure your garland and make it easy to hang. Now let's make the pine cones. We'll start with the small pine cone layers. Take one stack of pine cone layers and use the shaping tool to gently curl each scale. Cut a piece of natural twine about 18 inches long and thread one end through the needle. Add a spacer bead to the twine, stopping at the halfway point. Loop the twine back through the bead in the same direction so it stays secure. Remove the needle, then thread both ends of the twine through the needle together. Now add your pinecone layers. There are 3 sizes of pinecone layers, and you will stack them in this order, adding a spacer bead between each layer. Small, small, medium, medium, large, and one more medium. Finish with a natural topper bead and tie a knot right above it to hold everything in place. You'll use the extra twine to attach the pinecone to your garland, so don't trim it just yet. The large pine cones follow the same process, with a slightly different order for stacking the layers. Start by taking one set of pinecone layers and curling each scale downward, making sure the gold foil edge faces outward. Cut another 18-inch piece of natural twine. Add a spacer bead at the halfway point, loop the twine back through the bead, and rethread both ends of twine together. For the large pine cone, there are 4 sizes of pinecone layers. Stack them in this order, adding a spacer bead between each layer. Small, small, medium, medium, large, large, extra large, and one more large. Top with a natural bead and tie a knot to secure. Now you can attach your pine cones to the sprigged garland. Space the pine cones about 6 inches apart and tie them onto the garland. Feel free to stagger the height or distance between pine cones to give it the look you want. Your pinecone and sprig garland is complete. Style it along a mantle, banister, or doorway for a festive, evergreen look.